What's up, Punk Hard and Deepak? I'm actually I'm using Restream for I think the first time with this account. I don't know if I've ever done it, but I'm streaming on my YouTube channel also, so that's new. So hi YouTube, hi Twitch, hi Deepaka, hi Punk. What's up, guys? I'm wearing my VRL jersey from last season. Prop Eaters, we were the world champs. We won the whole thing. Pretty crazy. Just shaved my face. Yeah, I'm using Restream, so it's just one stream going out, so I'm not using a lot of bandwidth. I went live, and it failed immediately. Then I switched which server it was going to, and it seemed to fix it. So, haven't warmed up at all. So, we'll warm up. We're flying some whoops. Whoopsie! Oh, the radio's not plugged in. All right, let's see. Oh, we got the hand cam going. How everything's working. Play on. Yeah. I need to share this stream. I got excited when I saw you guys chatting, and I didn't do my posting of the link. So let me move that to my second monitor so we don't dox anybody. Yeah. Exciting news. Some developments this morning involving VRL, the league I help administer, where we have a new partner in MultiGP who's going to help us get sponsorship and handle some of the payment stuff that we do and distributing prizes and stuff, because it's always a hassle for us with like taxes and crap, and just administering it like as just dudes, so they have the whole structure for that kind of thing. And we had discussed with them a little bit. I mean, Colby had, and I was on the fringe of it, had discussed with them like, them putting up the tickets for sale and stuff like that. And then like today they just like announced it and put up tickets, and we haven't announced any details, and the details aren't even settled yet. So that's a thing. Not a big thing or anything, but yeah, we handling that. Okay, so I want to make a link to this. Oh man, so funny. Okay, let's post this. I am live right now. Okay, the first tryout track. YouTube.com/ right with the HTTPS. Actual links. Sorry guys. I just realized that. Cool. Delete both those embeds. Okay guys. What we got? Two, yeah. Losing a little bit of attention I did have. Should have posted this. Okay. Post it in all the places I could think of posting that. Oh, I guess I could post it in the simulators. Why not? It's funny, I'm admin in enough Discords that I could like at everyone. I could spam everybody. All right, let's see. Feels easy today. I warmed up a little bit last night. Wonder if anybody put in a faster time. Oops. Let's look at the leaderboard. Pork chop on a 96. All right. Bit of a gap between third and second. Hyper's not going to be racing in the league, I believe. I think that's Hyper. Yeah. Oh wow, significantly delayed on YouTube. It looks like. Let's see how big that difference is. Yeah, YouTube's way behind. At least my feed. Okay. Cool. Let's race against Pork Chop. Let's take P3 real quick. Nice and wide to start. Nope. Oh, that's the wrong part. We're just gonna run the whole track. I've learned this track already, so I'm just at the point of going fast on it now. That's gonna get going real fast here in a minute. Gonna put some different tunes on in my ears. Man, this purple totally like matches Cyclone's purple there. Crazy. I look like I'm in like a Cyclone jersey or something. Cool. I wonder if anybody will tune in on YouTube. Alright, here we go. Let's send it. God, I gotta remember that flow. My music's too loud. The FOV, it's a tough call. I think on tight technical things you could. I think most of the really fast dudes fly like 130 plus, but there are people who fly more like 120 who are really great. So it's not. I've known people to fly like 105 also and still fly great, but I think it was hindering their consistency though. What's your FOV in? I sometimes mess with mine in here because I'm flying 50 angle and like 133. Not full. I'm not full wide. Let's see 132. Let's try that. Oh wow. I mean, dude, you're goated in liftoff, bro. I don't know. You know, you're. I think you could try it, but I think I might benefit from a lower FOV on certain types of tracks on liftoff. I think the sense of speed that the wide gives you can be a hindrance. Let's see, does this look good? Stream looks pretty good. Ah, man, I just got to get the flow. I'm so cold. God damn. Really messing that part up. Jeez. So this is the most crucial part of the track for me, in my opinion, to do fast. That was decent. Here we go. Yesterday I was just gapping him by the first ladder. So let's see, I'll get that flow going here in a second. There it is. I had to let off there. I think I can catch up to him though, because I think I have like a 3-4 second pace on him. But I'm gonna start finishing runs soon. I'm still just getting the feel right now, but I haven't put in a run yet. Hardest part of the track is that transition to go back up, in my opinion. Oh, my mic is a little high, huh? There we go, that's a little better. I'm gonna test something real quick too. Let's see what happens when I type here. What happens when I type with that? Oh, cool. It comes through from both my accounts. Oh, it didn't. It says it went to YouTube. Oh, it did work. Okay, cool. So I can type to both chats if I want. That's great. Okay, it's interesting because I'm trained for fast laps. I forget that over 3 laps, even if I make a mistake. Yeah, totally. You just gotta commit. Like I want to get 3 perfect laps, but I realize that like I don't need to, you know. But I definitely can. So here we go. Last night I was actively not trying on the 3rd lap because I didn't actually want to set a time yet. I want to do it all on stream. So here we go. I was keeping up with Neon in the sense that he wasn't just absolutely dusting me, so that's good. I think I'm on like a 93 pace right now. If I do it, if I get my shit together here. That wasn't my best. God, I keep forgetting. Last night I figured out that line at the top, and it really helps to like go to the back and just like remember to swing wide, I guess, for lack of a better term. I don't know how to. Ah, forgot, but it's okay. I let off a lot. Ah, forgot the track. The corkscrew there. You can see in these whoops I use a lot more yaw than I normally do in any kind of racing. I just had an annoying song on in my ear, so turn that off. Wow, a lot of mistakes there, and I'm still ahead. I know it looks like I'm behind, but I'm close enough to him that I'm technically ahead. There we go. That was slow. Oh, I should start my replay buffer. I'll do it after this run. Yeah. Forgot to turn on part of my stream. Settings. Full replay buffer. 150 seconds. We only need 105 seconds. Apply. Okay, start replay buffer. Umka! What's up, bud? Hey, thanks for getting that guy sorted out. He asked a question in a different Discord, and I tried to help him. I'm actually curious what you ended up doing to figure out which model he had. Oh, yeah, you probably don't know. He didn't say I sent him. I sent that guy who had the question about which model Zorro he had. I was like, yo, these guys will get you sorted, and I'm really happy you guys did, because I knew it, but I wanted to know how you did it, and you did it in voice chat, so I didn't get to see. Do you remember what your hot lap was, Tapaka? Fast. I might do track 3 a little bit too if we put down a decent time here. I'm still just not feeling that section. Right. Last night I like figured out how to get that like every time, and it felt really good. And when at first it was messing me up, but now it's messing me up again on runs that. Okay, that was a little wide on that second ladder, but we're okay. He goes really wide right there. Just in the first lap though. I watched his run. Not screw this part up. Alright, we're gonna cork it. Ready? I need to stay really high in the bar and really transition with momentum. It's very, that's the moment of the track that's the most like flying like a spec drone, where it's, you're very all in. And that was pretty good. Chilling. Here we go. Get in the zone, G. Easy run. No, give me a break. We're gonna reel him in. We're reeling. We're reeling. That's not how you reel. That was pretty slow for that section. Oops. I was looking at my other screen. My eye tracker working? I didn't even think. Oh, it is. Okay, cool. Yeah, I forgot there's an eye tracker. Oops. Whoa. 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 David Hannibal, let's go on YouTube. That YouTuber. What's up, Hannibal? This one's for you, Lobs. Oh, that was really good. Oh, that exit was good. Does Restream give me a count? What's my analytics? Let's see it. Sorry guys, I'm just a little bit curious. I've never done this before, so. Live analytics. Cool. Shows me who's watching on what platform and for how long. That's cool. We're gonna reel him. Got another lap to reel him in. Reeling. Oh, I thought I choked that. Reeling him in. They say never give up. Oh, we got him. What's up, Master Blaster? Yeah, I can clearly I can beat him by like 2 seconds there, so I really want to get down to like a 93. I think I can. Oh, whoops. We can hit this magic button and then we can go into my replay view and we can watch it. How far into that run are we? Okay, this is when I mess up. Right, I mess up late, right? Wait, when did I mess up? Oh, I mess up here, don't I? Oh, no, I crash in this on the slalom. Yeah. Pop. Yeah, that cost me at least 3 seconds. Most likely, it depends how we settle on VRL because we're talking, part of what we're doing is adjusting the schedule of VRL to not be so crazy. Overall crazy and conflicting with WebleedFPV as much. But this is all unofficial. There's no, yeah, but I want to do WebleedFPV. I've got some buds. I brought in, let's look at the leaderboard. Yeah, I'm curious who else is a top pilot who's going to be competing. And how many teams are there? Is it 6 or 7? You see this guy, Dapaka? Okay, 7 teams, yeah. It's funny because the 7 teams comes from you being allowed to race with 7 pilots in a heat. But there's 10 pilot heats coming soon. So they could totally rethink the amount of teams that they wanted. You can ask him himself. He's in this chat. He's going to go faster, too. He's goated over in liftoff. Him and I are the 2 like top liftoff dudes. There's like one other guy that keeps up with us. He's fast. But he's new to this type of racing, new to 3 laps a lot of the times, you know? So he's untested also in terms of live competition, so it's going to be a hard... There he is. I knew that eventually the Weebly people would be like, who is this guy? Yeah. Yeah, but truth is, him and I've raced in a couple like little liftoff events, and he can fly very clutch. So I think, you know, as long as he gets used to flying 3-lap races in this sim. Yeah, I don't know if you remember Monster Duke. If he participates in VRL, he could become a more disgusting Monster Duke. I unleashed Monster Duke on the VRL community. No, dude, Monster, you're the man, dude. You became like an insane pilot, dude. Like at the end of last season, you were flying like as good as any of the top people besides the aliens like Neon and Barack Etiken. Like you were fucking chasing me down like no problem. A little bit of consistency in the racing. Even the season before you went nuts. In season 9. But now we know who you are, you know? So, like, thing is, teams might not be, like, auto-balanced this season either. We might approach it a little different. Nothing's in stone yet. The only thing in stone is that it's happening, guys. You know, it's gonna happen, whatever it is. We'll see. Hopefully the Pocket can do VRL also, but it seems like he's gonna do WeBleed. There is a chance that I don't do WeBleed, and then some people have to decide if they want to do WeBleed or not. In the sense that it's a lot of commitment to do VRL and WeBleed. But I will say one of our concepts is that not every pilot will race every like team would race every weekend. So there could be a world where you have like weeks off. Was that last year? We haven't released any kind of schedule. Disregard anything you see related to scheduling now. If MultiGP released anything schedule-wise, they were ahead of. They were just wrong, basically. There may have been a miscommunication, so it's not like their fault necessarily, but oh. We'll take it. We take those. God, how am I so fucking good sometimes? A little deep. Let's go. Easy game, boys. Yeah, I like how they just scheduled. Oh, let me hit this button. Yeah, I think I can grind this down to a 92 or something, but uh I can't grind further than that right now, not with my current um commitment level. It's tough with the baby and everything. I've got grandma here, granny, watching the baby while Athena works. Gives me time to work from home, but today working from home is this for a minute, you know. Um, but this is work, you know. Oh, I actually like track 3 the most. I feel like I'm gonna crush track 3. Track 2's looks a little toxic to me, at least to learn track 2. I might even just switch. I feel like that was pretty good. I don't really feel the need to. So, Depaka, I wanted to show you this. So, if I bring up Neon, like I'm going to race him, right? You might want to do this with like me, right? So you pull me up to race against me, which is a good target for you. And then you hit these buttons. You can hit this analyze, and it doesn't work because we're inside this building. Let me try that again. Okay. There we go. All right. Oops. Analyze. Here we go. If only I knew how to do this. So, wait, why's mine not on? Weird, whatever. So basically, you can step forward and you can see the lines. This is Neon's replay. You can... What's that button do? Yeah, and so you can see he goes over. That's what I've been doing lately. And then on the exit, he doesn't go over. He uses his speed and momentum to just set himself up. Yeah, I've been getting that sometimes, E-Doc. What's interesting, though, is I thought the exit would want to come up and over, but it's too hard to do it. He does it just with speed here. And that's very tight. All this looks normal. Very smooth. Keeps the momentum. See, he gets low there. Comes up. Wow, it's almost like inverted. That's wild to see. Actually, no, never mind. The drone's facing this way. The illusion was there. It looks like he's corking, but I'm sorry. It looks like he's power looping, but he's not. The drone is facing that way, looking at the ground. And then this exit is he does the same as me, I believe. I wish there was a way to see it better. Can I move it around? No, I can't. Okay, so this part just is sweeping. And then see, one thing I do is I've been setting this up too wide, which is just a bunch of wasted space in a whoop. Right? So there's a lot of wasted space here. So I should pull this tighter. I just had been missing this line, like crashing it. So I figured, like, why do it this early? But I'm going to start doing it like now because it's one of the spots I'll gain like a half a second just without doing anything different. Because you can transition right here. Yeah, it doesn't need to be wide. And then this is a very all-in moment, but it's pretty easy. And you can see he's not even pulling it wide. He's more concerned with just keeping his speed. Of course, he would gain a 10th or 20th of a second if he kept that tight. But it's too hard to transition to be tight, so like it's not necessary. This is how I do it. He even doesn't keep it as smooth as me there, which probably... This just is a normal ladder. Looks standard issue. He enters low though in the whoops. In a big drone, he would come closer to that bar and just go like in, around, and over the bar, right? Like the bar is the only thing he has to clear. But with the whoop, he uses that little bit of like upward momentum. Yeah. Of course, it's like the ending of this big year-long thing in Liftoff we've been competing in too. So shit's about to get busy in Sim. All right, so this cork, The most important thing here is to just transition with speed. Right there. Look at that. Boom. Now let's turn on the laps button and see all of them. Woo! We're going backwards. We're going forwards. Look at how you can really see there's almost no mistakes. He has a different exit on one of these, it looks like. Yeah, lap 2 and 3 aren't as tight, it looks like. But look at how consistent his lines are. Why can't I analyze myself? Let's pull me up. No flight data. Track leaderboard. Yeah, liftoff is like his own beast, and so I think like liftoff, like it's weird, you know. For me at this point, we're pushing such. Deepak and I are pushing such like crazy speeds and trying to fly tough tracks at like really great lines that we're training almost our reflexes more than anything, like our ability to process at those speeds. But the feel definitely can. There's weird things that liftoff has going for it. All right, let's watch mine for a second. This wasn't like an optimized run by any means. Turn off the laps too much. Actually, how consistent were my laps? They look pretty consistent. I don't think I went as wide as I thought I did. I'm going over there too. Not as tight as it could be. Yeah, I mean, it really allows you to fly poorly and still do well, considering there's not enough pilots that are pushing the envelope that, like, yeah. Yeah, I'm worried about the update, when it's going to drop. And, like, are you guys monitoring if people fly the beta in the leaderboard? Because, like, it feels like it could be cheap to fly the beta. Pretty consistent lines for me. Oh, I actually do this pretty tight. Yeah, that's pretty good. Wide there. Too wide on the bottoms of those. That's the one I crashed on. Yeah, but there's still new physics, right? Or is there not new physics applied to the other? Okay, beta's slower. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I told Ash he's going to need to do a leaderboard reset, and he was like, well, we can't do that. And I'm like, well, you got to have like a legacy and a new one, like use a new categorization that filters only beta times moving forward, you know? And then leave the legacy ones until tracks have been updated enough, you know, and then archive them or something. But my brightness is up. All right, let's switch tracks. Not talk. Let's fly this one because this one seems like fun. Oh, good. Yeah, but is that once it's released version? You know what I mean? Oh, I guess it would be a version. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so he should just add a categorization of like just basically like new physics, old physics is what he could call it, and just have you be able to toggle new physics only. And then if you go on some track and there's not any new physics times, it's like, okay, whatever, I'll race against the old physics time, you know. What do we do here? Oh yeah, forgot. Oh, oops. Okay, this is my favorite. Oops. Oh. That hurdle's so nuts. Oh wait, I forgot about that. Geez, so that's like a flag, huh? This track is the most fun for me because it's like a track instead of like a maze. Like, I don't know how to explain what I mean, but like the other ones just feel like, oh, you follow this crazy order of gates, and then here's another big square panel of gates, and figure out the path through those, and then wait, what is this again? Oh yeah. I always forget. I always think I go over to the ladder there. Oh. The problem is if somebody sets an improved time in the same class, it won't copy it. So, but I guess like if we know it's not faster, it's not really a problem for these leagues. So that's good. But if it flies easier, it's interesting. Until it's available to the public, though, it should not be allowed to set times. Back, back, back. Boom, boom, boom. That's what I thought I heard. The new whoops or the physics? Do they feel like they have more pickup? Because my real whoops don't fucking bottom out like this. Not my good whoops. This whoop even feels like a freaking, like it's like a almost like a UWL or something, you know, without the cap. I mean, you're the real life whoop master, Edoc, so you know best. Oops. Getting a little too fancy. Okay, so that's a weird one. The new whoops, the physics make the old stuff slower. Oh, dude, I would love to have more power. I'm going to go so much faster. I should try it. Now, if that releases before the end of tryouts, do we allow them all of a sudden? There's like a scramble at the end of tryouts for people to relearn. I think that's fine, personally, but I'm also the guy that doesn't need... I don't need to even mess with my time. My time might hold already. Oops. I gotta figure out that line. Okay, so... over, around, up, down. Okay, and then left hand cork. Not cork, ladder. Ladder style. Yo, Monster Duke, if you're still here, are you thinking about doing WebleedFPV or no? You don't like whoops? Wait, so we come out? Okay, down. That's such a weird decision. I think that's like the most awkward part of the track for me. Ah, got dropped down. Get that too. Left. There we go. Okay, that was okay. Wasn't great, but it was okay. You're starting to hurt. Oh, tight. Ah, jeez. What is even happening? What even is that? Dude, do it. Well, here's the good news, EDOC. VRL is potentially going to start later. And it's going to have a more relaxed a more relaxed structure. There might not really be your typical leaderboard smash. So you see, EDOC? We're trying to I'm most of the other guys are on board, but I'm pushing for just something that's a little less of a commitment for everybody, but maybe just as much prestige and more time, but structuring in a way that doesn't involve, like, we want to make it more watchable. We want to make it less of a all week grind for everybody, and for us as hosts and participants, it's really intense. You know, like, it's a lot of work. I spent, like, you know, I was working a full-time job at the time, and I was spending like 40 hours plus a week doing VRL. So I'm gonna talk about things that aren't settled yet. So for the next few minutes, let's put a big disclaimer on this that nothing's settled, but I'm curious to hear what people think. We are going to release some sort of tryout track. There's going to be tryouts in spec and open. Probably might just be one heavy spec. Probably the pro class, pro spec drone, right? So there's that's going to probably run for a little while for, like, everybody to get their grind on and see where they stack up. That isn't a guarantee. That's actually not necessarily going to happen. What is going to happen, though, is we're going to have individual events spaced out over the next couple months that are we're going to run like a contender format, most likely, with like a main site format. Yeah, so we're in discussions with a lot of things. And tryouts aren't just a track, right? So the tryouts are also these individual tournaments. If you don't participate in a single individual tournament, unless you have some tenure with us, and we know you very well, you've competed in VRL last season and were committed, or are, you know, you have some reason to have not been able to participate, that's one of the only ways to get into the team league side of things. Okay, so there's probably going to be 3 to 6 of these individual races, not even always on Saturdays. We're not sure how they'll be spaced out. We'll see. That'll be some sort of cool contender format. There'll be prizes for each one. There'll be individual champions and prizes along the way. It'll be like I don't know if you guys knew this, but VRL, before I was part of it, was it was an individual league, right? And then it became a team league. So after that, we're gonna maybe do a more normal draft where we have captains / team managers doing a live draft, and then each week, most likely, this is all up in the air. The details of how these things will work are still undecided. The broad strokes I'm giving you are the broad strokes, but they could change, right? Every week, theoretically, there'll be like 2 matches the way we did the playoffs, right? So there'll be Team X versus Team Y fighting for prize Z, hopefully, right? So there'll hopefully always be something they're winning. And then it's like a regular season where maybe 4 teams have to be there each weekend. And other teams you might race 2 weekends in a row, but you might have a weekend off after that, right? So you're not racing every weekend. We're also floating the idea of letting matches happen off stream. These are all things that are getting idea. We might pass some questions out to people to see how people feel, but we want to make a more team versus team watchable moment instead of like the contender rounds that just track and everybody having to grind every week. You know, you're going to have to practice if you want to win, right? But you don't have to put in a time in order to score points, right? Relay might be a feature, especially now that we can race more teams at once. Yeah, I think relay's boring, personally. I have my own reasons to think relay isn't a good way to watch a race. But if you remember the playoffs when we were 3 versus 3, I thought that worked really well for a watchability standpoint, and I think we can lean into that and make it even better. And with multi-GP's involvement, last I checked, relay was broken in the sim last time I tried to do it, but that was a while ago. Relay is one pilot flies at a time, and then they go into a recharge gate, and it launches the next pilot. It's cool. But from a viewer perspective, oftentimes the two teams get really separated, and it's really hard to tell the story of who's in front, right? And I think that it can be. I'm open to exploring relay. I've fought against it in the past, but I think that what we loved about our last format was two teams race each other in a heat. The winning of those 3 versus 3. Whichever team scores the most points or direct head-to-head matchups, whoever scores the most there, they score a point, right? And it's a race to however many points. So it's just very straightforward. Oh, this is a race, it's worth a point. This is a race, it's worth a point. Oh, this team has 5 points, they're on match point. The other team has 3, they need to win 3 in a row. You know, got to win by 2, whatever. It's just like, it's like any other sport. And so that's what I personally want to do. And I have a buddy who's willing to edit. You know, we're trying to pull together some money to pay for these things to get edited into more consumable matches. So like you can just watch a team's match happen. You know, probably be 15 or 20 minute video to watch a match. We'll see. Yeah, I like the idea because part of it is like if you want to tell your like so I saw a comment from Josh Grau, who loves to just shit on things. Like, that's like his pastime, just to say some fucking dumb shit. I'm not offended because he's got a valid opinion, but I just find it unnecessary to make these comments in the places he does sometimes, right? He posted it to, it's, I mean, people do it. It's the internet, you know? And I've just seen him do it a lot with a lot of things. I thought he quit, exactly. There's going to be stuff like that, EDOC. There's probably going to be like an open substitution format. There's going to be picks and bans. We're probably going to do it. I mean, this is even more into speculation territory. We're working it out over the next like week, you know. Like a track pool will come out, and for X amount of weeks, that will be the pool of tracks. And so teams can see how other people do. No, not player bans. Not player bans, track bans. But yeah, Neon's team gets like a free win in that first category, basically, on any, unless, except for maybe in spec. But we're going to have more spec. It's going to be like even amounts of spec to open. Open is just another spec for us. It's no longer going to be dominated by open. Yeah, but the other thing is that multi-GP post, I saw a post on Facebook, had Evan Turner, Heads Up FPV, saying he wants to get in. And like, I wouldn't be surprised if more attention gets put on the league and some of these guys who want to sim again come and join us and give Neon a run for his money. Heads Up can go nuts. Can Heads Up catch Neon? Probably not. If anybody can do it, can he? Probably. Yeah. The only people who can catch Neon are Burak and Atakan, as far as I know. Yeah. I mean, Heads Up more so because Heads Up's been making so much more content. Heads Up's been making so much more content, and he just said he was doing like a sim video, and on the multi-GP thing he was like seemingly pumped about it. So I could see him doing it, especially if it's not like an overcommitted thing, right? So I'm hoping to have the league be personally, I like the idea of having the league run for much longer and having it be a sparser schedule. So like, yeah, you're on a team, but you're on a team for like 6 months, and you might only race once or twice a month, right? Oh yeah, Neon's the greatest sim racer of all time, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of sim grinders, and he races in real life. He's just cracked, you know? Nothing's gonna stop him from doing great, you know? Yeah. I 100% think you're right, Edoc. Neon came into liftoff and crushed Tapaka and I. Yeah. The crazy thing is it's more like, can we catch up to him more with the new physics? You know, do we fly more consistent? It's less of him falling back to us, I think. Yeah, Neon races DCL at the highest level on Team Cyclone and does great. Huh. So, yeah, basically, long story short, we're committed to making it cool and fun. I'm pushing for it to be later and later, but they want to start it up sooner, you know. But you know, it was close to like having the tryout track just like drop like last week, all before we really discussed things, and I'm really glad we pumped the brakes on some of the stuff. MultiGP got involved and kind of pushed things along, and Colby was on board, and then we had a little come to Jesus little discussion. Yeah, I mean, Neon's done the same thing in basically anything he races. So, you wish I wouldn't have said anything about the league? Or teasing. Yeah, teasing. I agree. I'm also frustrated that, like, the tickets went on sale today or something. Like, yeah. I mean, I dig it. Yeah. I understand, man. So yeah, back to what Grau said. Is Grau in a chat said, new around here, just got started the Whoop Racing, original from BRL. Yep. Who's team pilot for sure. Oh wow, yeah, you got drafted, huh? But I'm super excited to see what happens here with the pro spec announcement. Yeah, Neon is insane. Yeah, absolutely. Drano, yeah, I remember racing you in the DRL trials last season. I know you, brother. Good to see you here. So Grau says on the YouTube announcement of VRL from what's our boy's name? From MultiGP. Yeah, I know Dark X, of course. He goes by Killian these days as a racer. Killian's another guy that could come over here and give Neon a run for his money. Yeah. Yeah. Killian, you know, it's interesting saying something like Neon's the greatest sim racer of all time, but I say that because I've seen him just like fly anything amazing. You're right, Edoc. You're right. Him and his other French buddies just grinded up some points. I remember racing against him in my first season of VRL season 7, when I was on Team Canada, and Dark X was racing, and you wouldn't believe it, but MCK was racing. I actually raced in heats with MCK and the yeah. Wow, that's like super grandmaster status. He probably doesn't even get points off me, and I'm like a 1500. I should race his ass and just try and steal some of his points. Yeah, it was weird. Team Canada was like, that was when Paco kind of helped run it. And like, they just like, that was the back in the day when you could have a BRL team for $500. And so Team Canada had a team. We ended up like clutching up in the championship, and we knocked X-Blades out of the championship. It was so sick. But our team was going to get crushed, and they gave us this new kid who was supposedly really good. His name, you guys might have heard of him. His name was Atakan. And Atakan was nuts for us. And then I developed a ton as a pilot during that season. Because our number one draft pick bailed. It was Tomas Peterson, if I remember correctly, Tope. Yeah, so back to that story. So Grau says on the YouTube comment section, he says, sim racing VRL only viewers. That's a big statement, Edoc. I think you're right, except for VRL season 8. I made a crazy draft plan, and what's it called? And dominated 50-degree angle. So I'd argue I'd be the next closest analytical thing. But I also just broke the draft and dominated that season with like a disgusting draft. So back to that story. He says VRL is only watched by the competitors. Nobody cares about sim racing. That's why DRL, when they did half, you didn't. Oh yeah, okay. I mean, I guess we weren't making like managerial decisions during the season, but I was the captain of Eternal Fire, and we were the most dominant team ever in VRL. We had the most stacked lineup though. We had Barak Atakan as my keeper picks, my first two that were built into the team, and then our rookie was Creator Gamer, who ended up being like our slowest pilot, Creator, who's nuts. And then we had Star, right? I was racing 4th seed, right? Typically, Star would beat me, and then we had Yayu, Kryson, Free Skyler, who could beat me too, and I mean, that was nuts. We would have, in the top 10 on the Smash, we would have 7 of the top 10 times a lot of weeks during the Smash. It was disgusting. I felt bad. So much so that the league got, like, yeah. We basically changed the drafting format after that season. Basically, like, one bad draft happened, and I had done a ton of research, and I had, like, a whole plan, and I basically, like, got like such an OP draft that I was just like, what is even happening? The other thing that happened though is it would have been a closer season. Levi was supposed to be on SFPV's team, and he bailed. He wasn't committed to the league when he got drafted. It wasn't really his fault necessarily. It was more of like we thought he was going to participate. And if Levi would have been there, that would have shifted their whole team dynamic, and it would have been closer. Because in the first week we actually lost. But it was also like an unbelievably long race event, and they changed the format after that because it was so long. And for the Turkish guys, it was like the middle of the night, and they like wanted to quit after. And I was like, listen, I promise you, our team is stacked, and we'll win. And I can't remember what I told him, but I bet him. Yeah. Then we ended up winning $3,500. That was back when there was good prizes. So. VRL story time. But basically, he says nobody watches. DRL had struggled because they had to get anybody to care because they did sim half the season, right, back in the day. And I just want to be like, dude, nobody watches drone racing anyways. Like, I don't know what planet you're on where you think that people watch drone racing, right? Nobody's cracked the code yet, right? Like, IRL racing, the people watching the MultiGP championship is like 90% pilots, right? There's like 10% other people or friends and family, right? And so my point is that for us to make it more watchable, we want to make it easier for you to invite your friends and family to see you race instead of wait through contender rounds to figure out when you're going to be up. No, here it is. This is just me, my team facing this team. Every time my team's up, I'm usually racing, whether it's every other race or every other, you know? So that's my philosophy on that aspect of it, is that nobody's cracked the code yet. Last year we got great numbers because we made the pilots tune in, right? Yeah, I mean, we told the pilots they had to tune in or they get banned every week. So, yep. But nobody's watching sim racing. Nobody's watching real racing either. That's my thing, right? So, and it's not me taking like I completely agree with his statement, but I don't think that's any reason for us not to do it, right? So, and also like Grau like quit in angry. Yeah, Master, you're not welcome back, bro. I do have a small list of banned pilots. Some of the guys who were deadbeats last season, even if they tell me they're in, I think they're on a cooldown for a season. So I have a good memory and I've written some things down, so I wouldn't let time heal those wounds. A couple of the Turkish pilots, anybody who really just let their team down. Felstar, you've been banned since the first time I raced you. Again, dude, Felstar, blast from the past, man. Monster Dude, you remember Felstar from old school liftoff? I remember Felstar's drone was the first fast drone I ever got off the workshop, where I was like, oh shit, these drones go fast. And I realized that I was bad. This is like crazy. Felstar coming out of nowhere. Oops. Yeah, it's great, man. All right, let's do some flying while we talk. But yeah, yeah, Grau, you know, whatever. Like I don't like have anything personally wrong with Grau, but I've just seen him be the loudest voice, kind of against certain things often. Yeah, and I thought he like loudly like quit racing for whatever reason, so I'm just like, well then don't say anything in this chat, bro, or not in this chat, but on the comments. Like, first comment on the video is him poo-pooing the viewership of live drone racing, of sim racing, and how it like somehow hurts real racing. And I'm just like, yo, you know nothing about the stats of DRL's real racing, right? DRL, like, nobody watched DRL. If people were watching DRL, the advertisers on the network would be getting paid, the show would be getting renewed, and it would be doing great, right? So clearly, when DRL got millions of viewers on Twitter, when they only streamed on Twitter or whatever during like the pandemic, like, I'm pretty sure that was like a collab bot bullshit views. You know what I mean? Not saying they bought views or anything. It's just the way these big media organizations work, Yeah, I remember him and that his arch rival, that other guy who he was facing in Sim in VRL, Joe. They were just like super, upset about it. I'm like, I'm not really trying to play into any drama here, because I think his opinion is, in this case, like, actually correct. And even if I thought it was incorrect, I whatever, I don't care what he says. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say what I say, though, and what I say is that nobody watches this shit, and I'm convinced that we can figure it out, right? 100%. Joe Mama was just stirring. Yeah. But that's my philosophy is, because it hasn't worked yet, doesn't mean it will never work. But it does mean you should experiment, right? And that's part of the reason why we're not doing the same thing we've always done, right? Last year was great. But if we do the same thing, it's going to be the same thing. And so we're going to try something new. On that front, we're going to... we've been debating who this league is for, right? Do we change it a bunch to make it for viewers at the expense of the pilots? Or do we make it for the pilots at the expense of the viewers, right? Currently, there aren't any viewers, essentially, right? So you would think we got to lean towards the pilots, but I think it needs to be a balance, right? Yes, Edok. And that's part of why team matchups will be more interesting. Oh, this one team wins all their matches? See how this other team does against them, you know? These other two teams are a good match. There you go. You got a good match every other heat or every other race in that race day if you're watching live. And in the edited version, you can just skip the one. Yes. 100%. We need to give shareable content to the pilots to share, right? These are all things that like are things that like our pilots are our best hope of getting people to watch. And the more pro and cool and well run of a thing it is, the more watchable. But one thing I've put out, and I really would love to know people's opinion, and I'm asking here for your opinion, is what do you think of one lap races? Like, I like the idea of running a track and having a crash gate at the end, and it being like having a couple tricky spots, but then the viewer knows that drone's in the front. When they get to that ending there, it's over. And I feel like for the type of viewing experience I'm seeing, I like the idea of just a straight heat to a crash gate. Do or die, drag race to the line, right? Because I think that when you do more than one lap, it's just like, oh, here they go again. Like to me, I've tuned in. I'm in DCL, right? Like I'm not active roster right now, but like I've raced in their online things. I don't watch it because the racing is boring. They race like 6 laps on a technical track. It's like, it's not interesting. You know what I mean? Like, oh, here they go again on lap 4 is somebody's ahead of the other one, you know? Like, it's just not interesting. It's not interesting for me, who's a drone racer. The only thing that's interesting is the outcome. Oops, that's not the line. I don't know. I sound very, I'm kind of ranting right here, but, you know. Yes, DCL made the races way too long. Way too long. I don't know where their head is with why they did what they did. Dude, flying it was brutal, man. When I was practicing with my team, like I was practicing in the mornings with Team Canada. I mean, Team China Dragons. And we would just like when those tracks were the tracks, like I would be like, I need a break. You know what I mean? We would just race it again and it'd be like, holy shit. 3 to 4 minutes. 3 to 4 minutes of any flying is crazy. All right, oops, I keep forgetting that. That was a pretty good ladder. So there's a lot of considerations in getting this league to be the best league it can be. But just know, guys, like I'm a voice in the room that is thinking about as many angles as I can. And I've experienced the league as a pilot. I've experienced it as a manager or a captain, and I've experienced it as an organizer. And so, Edok, I mean, I think that you are correct, and what we should do is make it so if you get a 69-420 exactly, you automatically win the entire season. So the proposal right now, and I think I'm going to vote for it in terms of the individual racing formats, is the track will be released unofficially like a week prior to the individual competition for VRL. And then there'll be like a half an hour official track release before the event starts where we have like a live qualifying and we'll be like watching the leaderboard as it settles to qualify into the mains. Oops. So I hope that sounds kind of fun. I mean, honestly, I think like a 55 second, like a 50 second to 75 second single lap epic track with like nuts like ascents and like if you go to the VRL season 8 Tryout track or watch my nuts ass P2. It was a single lap, so I'm gonna pull it up. Let's put this over here for a second. This is one of my greatest runs of all time. I grinded the shit out of this. But like, look at how cool this track is, right? Look at this ascent. Whoa! Whoa! Imagine a pack of drones. Up and over. Hurdle section. All right. This is the technical spot. Into the loops. Now into the crazy loops. Here we go. That was where I lost the P1. I got P2, split Adakan and Burak. Look at that. And then the Twinkie of Doom. The identity right at the end, the hardest part to the finish line. Bam! I mean, you add 10 seconds to that and you got yourself a sick thing to watch. And I'm one that, yeah, I mean, of course, dude. This was also like my single like greatest. Like I'm also like a single lap grinder, dude. Like typically when we do the smash, like I'll have like a few laps that are like almost on Neon's pace or close, right? But I can't keep it together and do that many times. But yeah, like this is so nuts. This is 50 cal and Hyper and Burak, and I'm ahead of those guys. Like, ah. And this was how it ended too. I finished in that position, P2. The other problem with single laps, and it's kind of good for what we're doing, is there's no nemesis, so you can't see other people's runs. So if somebody has like a trick, like you're gonna have to figure it out on your own. Which I kind of like. Because if the smash isn't like part of the equation, I kind of like it. But it's going to be a hard sell, and if anything, we're going to do both one laps, and because the truth is, I don't know what's best, right? Like, I know enough to know that I don't know what's best, and I know that in the end, like the testing things is the way you find out what's best and what people want to watch, and so like I think we should do both. And see what people like, as racers and as viewers. My personal hypothesis is that viewers will like watching a single lap runner to the finish line. And I can see arguments for and against. God, that's such a weird section. I gotta figure this out. So it's like stay high, cut. Yeah. Yeah, but that was the season. Part of why I grinded that so hard is I was convincing Burak and Adakan to join my team, right? Basically, so I'll tell you guys a story. During VRL season 7, partway through the season, I was looking at the season. I'm like, next season, I'm putting up my own $500, and I'm starting a team, right? And I'm gonna draft and win, right? I was just like, I had this thing on my. I was just like, I can break this league. Yeah, but it also add like a pressure element, Drano, which is like a fun, like you make one mistake and there's like not a recovery option, you know? So yeah, consistency would be insane. I think we'll see a lot of really exciting races that way. And anytime you have a close race at the end of lap 1, it spreads out over lap 2 and over lap 3. And by lap 3, it's usually a foregone conclusion. You got like 1 in 10 races where it's close, you know, depending on the track, depending on the racers. So I think that overall, you're going to get a lot more close finishes. Is it going to be a little more random for pilots? Hell yeah. Do I care? Nope. You know, they've still got to win the race. It's still sim. It's still pure timing. You know what I mean? So obviously, I got a lot to say on the subject. Should be focusing on racing. Has WebleedFPV announced how they're going to do their format? They're not splitting up into 2 groups again, right? That was the single worst decision I've ever seen a league do. I was triggered by that personally, and it made me not want to do the next season. The only way for random groups to work is if you race like 30 events or something. I think they did away with it though, and I don't mean to stir up that, but my team lost because of it, and that was very frustrating. And like that was like empirically true, right? Like it's not like, oh, we lost because of it. It was like no. Like we 100% would have won the other group. Yeah, dude, do you remember that season when it was just like over and over again repeating the sponsor names for each win? Fat Straps. Fat, like the team name and the sponsor name and the thing, and it was just like, it was kind of funny. Yeah. If they did do 14 teams, they would just have to figure out a better way to split up groups. Like just map it out, you know? Make it so it's as even as possible. Random just ended up screwing us. But you know, I'm not like really, I don't really care. I know it sounds like I do. Like I'm like, oh yeah, we got screwed. But it's just like, I want to lose because we lost, not because we got paired with a group where the other group, the team that was chasing us, was able to score first place points. Like basically we were like fighting for like, I don't know, like third, and the team behind us was able to get like a first place, while we got like a third or a fourth because we were racing against like some cracked teams. God, what is this? I cannot remember that section for the life of me. So that was weird. And the worst part was, all that was announced like right before the event. So you didn't even know if you're racing in the early time slot or the late time slot. And that would totally affect how you planned your Sunday maybe. Right? I would like grind and then find out, oh, I'm in the late time slot. And I'd be like, damn it. But Edoc, I really want to figure out yeah. Yeah, I mean it's tough, man, you know, like CNG's biggest issue. Let me see, I missed a little bit of chat here. Oh yeah, and is there a forced schedule sitting different pilots? Like oh, this week tier 1 sits or whatever? Man, I'm so OG that I used to race in the league when it was called Newbie Drone. One of my greatest races of all time was we would race 7 heats for points. And I was a tier 1 pilot, not a captain that season. Though I was racing a captain speed, and so was SFPV, because he had gotten somehow onto Kenrick's team, and Kenrick was cracked, and they were buds, SFPV and Kenrick. They used to run BRL together, and Kenrick drafted SFPV, and SFPV was like, you know, I was really new, right? And so I was still getting better. And we were racing this track. I can find the video of it, unless dude deleted it. Perspective image. I'm not sure if it still exists. And yeah, I remember too, man. Kenrick was nuts. And there's rules named after Kenrick in VRL. Or in WebleedFPV also. There's the Kenny call him cheater line, the Kenrick dip line, where like if this was like where you go in and out of the gate like that to like trigger it instead of doing like a corkscrew. There's a Kenny line on the first Tryout track of this, but obviously it's illegal. Okay, here we go. But basically, in that race I'm talking about, Colby and I traded He won 1 heat. I won 1 heat. He won 1 heat. I won 1 heat. He won. I won. 6 heats, tied 3-3. Final heat. Last lap. Final turns through this part where like neck and neck. We've been trading. I was like even leading, I think. And then I like clip a gate. And he ends up winning the kind of best of 7. But it was so sick. We traded every heat. It was like week 4 or 5 of that league. Really tricky track too. Really long track also. So that was back when AK made all the tracks, and AK ran that league on his own, and then that league kind of became Lead. So that was just I still remember that so fondly. But yeah, there's a lot to think about, guys, and I'm like, you know, I'm busy. Even with Peace Monster, even with Webleed wanting me to do this bot for them, like, I don't want to, you know, here I am flying, but you know, I gotta fly sometimes, right? And I got a lot of troubleshooting to do on this bot and figure it out again. And to make it work for the season and host it. And I'm like kind of want to like, I don't want to offend, oh, excuse me. I don't want to offend Jeff or anything, but I kind of want to like be like, hey, do you got any support for me for doing this? Because I can carve out time to do it, but it's really hard to carve out time right now in my life with the baby and everything. And then not to mention like focusing on VRL, getting it, because like as much as VRL hasn't started for you guys, the VRL is starting for us, because in order for it to work as well as we want, part of the reason we're not doing it right now is so that we can spend time making it like ready, right? So that because last year we were developing like the graphics and the show flow and the spreadsheet, like, and like the playoffs format, like all that was like guys, I don't know if you understand how much work especially Fairy did at the end in those final weeks. Like, it's insane. Yeah, that's good, Edoc. I mean, mine is regressed sleeping, so I'm not getting enough sleep right now. My wife's not getting enough sleep. And she just needs constant attention during the days, you know. She's just a little baby learning and growing. She's a little genius though. She's really interested in watching the drones fly and tries to play my controller, so she's going on 14 months old and already knows letters and can recognize letters and say their sounds and their names and the words that they associate with. And she's about to start walking. What did I do there? Down, around, up. Oh, that was good. Yeah, that's my fastest lap yet, even with a mistake. Maybe we can just finish one, see what we get. So yeah, boys. Either of them flying yet? Yeah, so... Wow, nice, Drano. Well, Daddy Drano, man. You're doing great, though. Oh, you have 2 girls. I thought you had a boy for some reason. Yeah. I've got a girl, too, but we'll see what she's into. So in terms of the Godot thing, I'm hoping that this beta comes out and I can talk to Ash about figuring out why that wasn't working, like actually working with me, whether we make it in Unity, remake it in Unity, make it in WebSec, or he adds the functionality for VRL to show VRL scoring for teams. So like we add a team VRL format into the sim, right? So either we diagnose why the WebSockets are being weird, or he adds the scoring we want into VRL, which I think is possible, right? I think it's actually really easy, right, to do it. So if we could just have the scoreboard on screen, it would even show the pilots in game if they wanted to see, oh, like I'm behind, or if you're spectating as like a spotter, you'll know if your team's winning or not at the current moment and who needs to push, without having to be like fully understanding everything. You'll see the score right in front of you. So it's not like he would have to code some sort of big structure. It would just be the team colors and then the point assignments based on position. So like I could show him how the logic worked. So I'm hoping, I haven't even talked to him about it yet. So, I think he would do it probably, right? Because of all the new interest in VRL this season and multi-GP being involved and stuff like that, Yeah, dude, that was so weird. I still can't figure out why that didn't work, I mean, I have very little experience doing like WebSocket type programming, but from what I understand, like it made no sense. And then the weirdest part is we tested it. Remember we had that test lobby that one night and never had an issue. So all right, here we go. See. That's pretty good. That was pretty good. Oops. I've had better. Way too wide, but that's a tough spot. Oopsie. Bad video. Go bad video. Oh, Jesus. That chair came out of nowhere, guys. Yeah. Maybe there was too many people in the lobby is the difference. Like maybe I need to get a lobby with like 15 people in it to test the thing. I don't know, man. Like, I mean, maybe we code it in something else. The logic of what I did in Godot, it's not like hard to do it somewhere else. Like I can make it in like Python and Pygame and stuff. Godot just, the interfacing was one I was trying to learn Godot. But the UI elements in Godot and stuff are pretty fun to work with, It's like, it's a fun place to work. I've also got a new streaming setup, guys, so like I can do a better stream this year, like even better. So. Yeah, I mean GD script is nearly Python anyways. Neon FPV. I'm thinking about it, Neon. Neon, can you fly it with a 95% throttle cap so I can get within a second of you instead? Hey. Last time I raced WebleedFPV, it was P2 to Neon for me. That's all it was. I was gonna in exchange for doing the bot, I was gonna ask Jeff if I can have a gold sponsor tier or something for my flyfools.store and make some new shirts, and one of them would be like, I lost to Neon FPV or something like that. Neon, you should fly the B brain, so I don't know. I'm gonna make a bunch of excuses. Ready? We're gonna rapid fire excuses. I'm too old. I have a kid. I have no time. My thumbs hurt. These young whippersnappers. Neon has blue eyes. I don't know if that's true, but I have brown eyes. He clearly has no life. Yeah, and actually, I wanted to ask you. I have some special PIDs on this. Curious if you run the same PIDs as me or special PIDs on your Whoop. Because I know the Whoop PIDs definitely are like a thing. Nope, too tight. Ah, I always forget that that's not a thing. I think my PIDs are the same. I think mine are from eDoc. Orange Stuff gave me some PIDs a while back. And the only thing is I adjust my really stock PIDs in the Whoops too. Interesting, because the Whoops have like a pretty bad tune. Like if you yaw spin, you'll go like up, which maybe that helps you when you're headering. Maybe I'll try stock again. Starting to feel it. Starting to like this. This track I really like. It feels more fun than. Oh, God, I forget that though. Oh, I forget that too. That was confusing. Damn, this track's got my thumbs hurting. I mean, I know Neon. I knew Neon. I know you flew stock PIDs in the open class. At least you used to. I remember that much. I think I fly stock PIDs too in open. I do mess with TPA sometimes though, because TPA is the one thing I can like really feel. Hey, my baby's calling me. He hears me talking. Going dead back. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna have to stop in a little while, but I'm gonna go into focus mode here for a minute and try and actually set a time here, because I'm starting to enjoy this a lot. Oh wait, down. I gotta remember to go down and then back. Down and then back, and then swing swan. So funny hitting that recharge gate on this track. It's just suddenly like so much faster. Starting to feel it. Starting to feel it. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling. Let's see if we can remember this whole section. Left, through, up, slalom, drop, back, kick it, bam, baby. That's a lap. This should be a 2-lap race. Fuck all this shit. This is going to be the most important track to grind because it's the longest and it has the most room for time gain. Probably should have done placement instead of time. Ah! I'm gonna finish this run. Ah! I forgot the track. Alright, we did it. We set a time. Is it good? Hey! I beat the Baka. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I mean, if all the tracks were similar time, I'd say time's fine, but personally, I think you do different things. I think Orange Stuff gave me his PIDs, and they were based on the Justice FPV tune. It made a huge difference for me, though. We're just catching up on chat. Do you like your AGO ones? I'm thinking of getting some for this season. I just talked about AGO ones with somebody who had got them, Tapaka actually. And I think, you know, they're the kind of thing where, like, if you're at a certain level of racing, they're not going to make you better, but they're going to make you feel better, right? And in more ways than one. And it could make you better, right? They feel consistent. There's quality of life improvements on them, like being able to make adjustments. So if you want to experiment with different tensions and stuff, you can do it from the front. That's huge. If there's they just feel premium, and you're a talented enough pilot that, like, you deserve premium, right? So, like, I say go for it. I like mine a lot. I think it comes with extra springs, Dapaka. Can't you add extra springs, or maybe they're lighter springs? I don't know. Wait, do I have? I don't think my Nemesises are flying. And Nemesi. I just gotta get this part right. Ah. That was a little faster. Oh! Yeah, I mean, I think they're worth it. Yeah. Yeah, it takes a second to convert, you know. I'm really interested in those spinning stick ends, because I've experimented with spinning stick ends before and couldn't get used to it, but that was just like where I loosened them and had them loose. And they now, I don't know if you guys have seen, but 533 has these stick ends with a bearing in them, and so for people who thumb or hybrid, kind of like me, it might help them stick on. I might try them. That's what I figured, is that it's going to take a little bit. I can't wait to try them. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I see, that's where I'm at, Edoc. I don't think I'm going to like it, but could I get used to it? Do I have enough of a problem with slipping off my sticks? Not really. But will it help with... Could it make me more consistent? Maybe? I don't know. Because I do sometimes slip. This has been an awesome stream, guys. All this chat. Oops. Yeah, me too. Do you use metal stick-ins, or do you have some printed ones? Oh boy. Ooh, that was all in for a minute there. Recharge. What? Damn. E-Doc, you have your own thumb grippies? Cool, brother. I use thumb grippies too. I use the specimens though, because they're like, I think it was specimen. I think that's what these are. Yeah, Neon, I could see you trying the spinners. I would love to hear your thoughts on spinners as a pure thumber, like maniac. I know Depaka's interested in them. He's a thumber. Yeah, and you got to show Depaka your ways. He's one of the guys there. I'm like, if anybody can start to catch up, it's him. He's shown me some wild stuff and ability to learn fast. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, I totally like. I see the potential in it, so much so that I've experimented with it in the past, but it was just like, you know, that was by unscrewing them, so it was much less consistent. So doing what they did with like the embedded bearing, I have a lot of desire to like see how it works. Obviously, it won't work for everybody, but I could see it really working for some people. And then there'll be people who try it and it doesn't work for them, or they find it to be inconsistent, and then they'll just like feel like they have to say that it doesn't work and that anybody who flies it is dumb, because it's just like people just can't understand like nuance, I guess. Though a lot of us can, especially us drone people. Like, we're pretty smart guys usually. It's kind of like too smart for our own good. But then there's some people think they're smart. And that's its own problem. Damn. Okay, so why am my nemesis not working? Let's just pick somebody. Ida, can I catch you? Cody. There he is. There he is. Oh, I'm reeling him already, dude. Look at that. Dude, Edak. Edak, you gotta learn how to take those turns, brother. I gotta learn how to make that turn. Problem is, I don't remember the freaking track. I think I'm doing something wrong there. I'm wasting time. All I needed was some competition to do that section right. Oh! Yeah, Edak, I joked about getting magnets implanted under my thumbs and magnetic stick ends. I mean, if they rotate, you could totally do it. Like, have a little binding. It'd be crazy. Oops. Okay, here we go. Time to catch Edoc. Stick bindings. Just get little subdermal magnets and have magnets on the tips, and just you'll magnet on right through your skin. Don't be a wuss. You know what I mean? Get a little surgery. Do you even care about drone racing? You're not willing to get a little surgery? Let's actually watch Pork Chop, who I should be able to beat. Flat and level turns. Tighten the corner of that though. That was really nice. His ladder decent. That's what I need to do better. Everywhere else I think I've got like I could show you guys something really interesting in terms of something I've learned how to do things faster. Hardest part of the track is that cork section. Interesting. Slow there. Nice transition. See, I'm just having trouble remembering. Oh, that's probably not the fastest way to do that. So here we go. Right on this next section coming up, I'm going to show you where he's going slower for no reason. Not this. All right, on this flag, ready? See how he's like low and going all the way around it? You want to be like high and like descend, flow through it, right? Like I'll get to it and I'll pass him there. God, I keep forgetting that. Yeah, Pork Chop's a madman, man. Mad lad. I just feel like I'm slow at learning these tracks these days. Like, it always takes me a little bit. So, like, especially these, usually the regular season tracks aren't quite as crazy. Right here, ready? Oops. Of course I screwed up. So, like, it's like this. It's like this. Take two. Take three. There's like a way to do it where you're not like, he doesn't like, to me, like I would feel like I'm going around that thing forever the way he does it. Like, it's like, oh, here we go. Yeah, Yudak, me too, brother. As soon as I sleep on it, it's like huge. Like I come back like totally. Now that I've actually kind of gotten the flow of it, I should be able to get it pretty quick next time I grind it. West, I had you pegged as younger. You're older than us? Thought so. What is 39? Are you saying it's not middle-aged or it's old? Because, yeah, I'm 38. Yeah, well, so one of the reasons they're so intense, Drano, is they are meant to be grinded for 3 weeks. So, like, yeah, there's that, you know? Thing is, I feel like I can't decide if I should not put in a ton of effort and maybe not be a captain, or if that's cheap, because if I'm able to spend the time during the season, I can race better. But if I'm a captain and I can't spend the time during the season, I'll have a hard time keeping up my kind of captain skills, right? So like, how do I deal with that? You know what I mean? What do I do? And I don't know what a representative amount of effort is. A representative amount of effort is. thing is, I don't like competing unless I give it a good go. Well, I'm not gonna sandbag. I'm just like not gonna like grind like every time I get a chance. You know what I mean? Like the other seasons where I got like P2 on the leaderboard, it's like I did a lot of work at doing that, you know? The P2 behind Neon was like a lot of work. Well, the one thing I know is I'll be fighting for second place if Neon's racing. I mean, in the end, as long as the team's good, like, I can let him down. Like, I'm never the only... In Season 8 of VRL, when my team dominated, I was the second highest point scorer in the league because I was racing 4th seed, right? Or sorry, 3rd seed. No, 4th seed. Yeah. Which was crazy because I was easily tier 1, right? Or captain's tier or next tier after. But my team was so stacked that we would smash so hard that I wasn't sandbagging at all. I would actually fight really hard to stay in front of Yayu and Kryson each week, and it was like a miracle that I was. And that just shows how they were also like 2 seed material, and I was like we were all like 2 seeds. We had like basically like 5 2 seeds, but we had Burak Atakan. So we had 2 like sub 1 seeds. Yeah, so basically that was the last time that my points mattered. But I felt bad because we changed to a Chase the Ace format that season, and I won almost every time in 2 heats. It felt very, it didn't feel right, you know? I'm definitely qualifying as a captain though, just so you know. Like I'm not, unless some crazy other pilots show up, like it doesn't take that much effort for me to put in these times. It's just, I'll feel bad if I don't know. Here we go. I need to focus. I'm gonna put some music on and do like this stream's been going on for a while. It's been going on for a while. I'm gonna do like another like 20 minutes at most, and then I gotta go pick up my wife and stuff. But let's get a good run. Ready? No! No! That was a pretty good pace. I'm gonna put it in and see what those lap times were. Oh, never mind. You think? Yeah. Oops, forgot the track. I definitely was flying a lot of that, the best I've ever flown it. Ah! I knew that faster. No! Alright, Blast, I'm gonna race you. Get wrecked, Blaster. Man, I just gap you guys all at the opening turns. I honestly can't believe I can fly like this sometimes. I'm like, I don't even know who I am. Feels like an outer body experience. Like, I'm just like, am I doing this? But I'll be honest, I said this yesterday, I was talking, and I was just like, I've never worked harder at anything in my life, right? Like, I went to school, I learned how to do cinematography, I learned various things along the way. I played sports, I worked with them. But there's nothing I've worked harder at, focused more on, been more committed to, and been more rewarded by. And I'm very proud of what I achieved, but in the end, I realized the reason I achieved it is because I worked hard. You know? And so that's something that shined a light on other things in my life that I've tried to do. That I realized, like, if I would have just worked as hard as I worked on this, I mean, I made major sacrifices to my body too. Like, I can't touch certain fabrics without some serious trauma because of my calluses in my in the winter, it's really rough reaching into my pockets sometimes. You do strongman? That's cool. Well, I first read that as strongman drone racing, and I was like, what is this thing? What is strongman drone racing? It's like doing a wall sit with a bunch of weight on you while you're racing. Ah! All right, Blaster, you're mine. Yeah, right, Doc. Maybe that's the next frontier, you know? I've flown with my baby in my lap while she's trying to touch my sticks and still done okay. I'm losing it. That was the line, guys. Oops. This track's fun. I want to race this track in like an event. I gotta put on a flowy song for myself. When I'm Grandmaster, I will fly faster. Is FPV still around? I need to get faster. Does he still have a bunch of accounts with like... Is he still grinding multiplayer? Oof. Oh my god. Okay. Nice. Yeah, just give people a donation link if they want to support. Well, that'll raise me a few ranks on the overall rankings. I really got a kick out of beating him. He was good, though. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Holdox was a nut. And where's Holdox's other account, you know? Holdox was kind of before my time in Velocidrone, though. Damn, that was nuts. That was such a good opener. Clip that opening. Oh wow, I missed a few follows. Looks like a handful of you guys followed me. Alright, let's put down another time. Doesn't have to be perfect, G. It just has to be done. That drone just was like, I don't want to fly anymore for a second. Jeez. Oof, awkward. Oh my god. God. I just know Holdox from when he was like, he was on like Apex and DCL. Him and Keepy and Andreas. Sarah, he's out. I haven't seen them flying for a long time. Andreas FPV was fast though. I guess I should just call them they. I don't know what he wants to go by or they want to go by. So, reprogram my speech. Yes, let's go. Oops. Wider than I needed to, but we'll take it. Oh, God! I feel like there was a huge drop-off of the fast people in the past couple of years. Yep. Well, you've also gone a lot faster. What's up, Nady? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, man, I gotta be done. I went way longer than I was supposed to. Nady, post your phone number in chat, and from now on we'll have everybody call you when I go live. Great turnout today because I posted about this on a few places. I'm also live on my YouTube, which is a first for me. Oh! Transition with speed, baby. Let's go. That was slow. No! No! We're fighting. We're fighting. We're fighting. It's whoops, Nady. 1S swoops to be precise. Thanks, man. It was decent. Let's see. 51, 57 because I crashed. Even if I had another 53, 4 seconds off. What was I? Oh yeah, so I'm sub 160. Yeah. I think you're right. Let's take down pork chop real quick. I have a couple more minutes. Already went later than I wanted to. Whoops. That wasn't the line, but we'll take it. That's not the line either. It honestly looks crazy. I just like tuned into my stream. Looks crazy. Here we go. Let's go fast. Ah! God, I'm thinking about VRL. Okay, here we go. You had to buy your way in last season too, just to show that you were committed. But don't buy anything yet. Those aren't even supposed to be on sale yet. It's pay to win this season. If you just give me money, you win. That's how it works. We're having microtransactions. We're launching a crypto. But you gotta get in early though. You guys want VRL token, right? VRL coin. We're doing NFTs. The prizes are all NFTs. It actually is going to be like that more than you know, Nate. I can't rehash it. Go back in the VOD if you want to hear all the details. I talked about it a little bit, but nothing's settled yet. But we might return more to like teams like that in that format. Back in the day, the teams used to pay $500. I started a team that way. I paid $500. Everybody's always talking about the good old days. The winters were warmer. Yeah, I haven't watched the whole explanation of that yet, Edoc. I'm one of the decision makers on VRL. I have a huge influence on the format and it. I've been running it for the past 2 years. I don't. In the end, Colby's like the sole like. Yeah, exactly. Like Colby's the sole person, but myself and Ferry can exert a lot of influence on Colby too. He listens to our opinions, you know. But in the end, like Colby could be the dictator. But to be honest, if Colby pulled some dictator shit, I would probably stop helping. Yeah. Yeah, no, we've got it. It's like a dream team, honestly. Last year we put in so much work, man. Like I don't know if you understand how much work we put in. Mainly Ferry and myself. Colby too, but Colby was busy with other stuff. Colby building tracks and stuff. But from an admin perspective, and for me, like I'm like in every team, like I'm making sure everything's going smooth for the season before too. Like it was like a full-time job. The money I made doing it was probably the equivalent of like 10 cents an hour or something. But this season we should not have to be so hands-on. Clip that moment though when I'm drowning in VRL. I mean, last season, yeah, Master, you know. Last season, I actually got paid a little more than I've ever gotten paid for VRL, but we put in a ton of work for a while. Ash found some money for us. But it was a really good season. You know, last season was like the best season ever. Prize money could have been higher, but in a weird way, it's better when the prize isn't too high, because then you get into like people can get more upset if things aren't, you know, when we're creating teams, it's weird. It was already weird that my team won. Hopefully, Master, that's the plan. Hopefully, my goal is to have prizes for every event. In the past, it was $500 per weekend, you know? But we totally adjust that. Yeah, and that's what we try to do with like the raffles, like spread the love more. So like what we did was more people there were more prizes along the way and then a smaller ending prize pot. This time, like the team section of the competition is gonna be like Team X versus Team B for this prize, you know, whether it's cash or items. But here's the truth, guys. We never had the bandwidth to get sponsors, right? Like we did not have sponsors because, the reason we didn't have sponsors is because we didn't try to get sponsors, right? Like the last 2 seasons, we were just like, reset. We're doing this for the pilots. We're making something that's fair, fun. Their role is they have no control, really. Their role is to help administer things like tickets and prizes, because it's a mess for us to deal with, like taxes and other stuff like that. And they have an infrastructure for it. And then they're going to help getting sponsors. Yeah, so every year we talk about having meetings like throughout the year, and like sometime in the summer we're like, hey guys, we should have a chat and like let's schedule something for September. And then we just never do it, right? We just never get together and pull the trigger. Jeff, I think, is in a fortunate spot because he just kind of does it himself, right? And he's already got a lot of these connections with his, you know. I think we can make a case to get, you know, we're the longest running E drone race in the world, right? We have the prestige. WebleedFPV has grown to have a prestigious record. Okay, my finger's actually starting to hurt. I'm gonna call it. Let's watch my run. I hate not having a time that's my best time though. Like we're not my best, but like clean. It's funny about the winging it thing is like we don't wing it. We spend a lot of time planning it, but we phone it in the last minute, right? So it's like the planning all happens at the last minute. So winging it is an interesting way to put it. You're not wrong, but there's a lot of consideration, and like before season before season 9, when we were balancing the teams, you would have been blown away how much time Ferry and I spent in 1 week. Like, and Colby too, but Colby was in and out of it, so he spent a ton of time too. Colby spent a lot of time. Ferry and I spent an exorbitant amount of time, right? Like trying to balance the teams, going back and forth on formats, and you know, Colby spent like 30 hours in it, and Ferry and I spent like 70, in a week. Like true madness. I mean, that's not quite true, but I cut those numbers down by 40%. And then probably accurate, but I didn't have a kid back then though, so. But then last season we were like, oh, we'll do basically the same format. And then we were like, well, we got this problem with the amount of pilots and the regions everybody in, and then we were like, what if we did 2? And then suddenly it became 2 leagues of Europe and America, and I was streaming half of it. It was like what the fuck? And then like we spent, my baby was like newborn, and like she was like sleeping, and I would like be on the, like, it was crazy. True madness. But I was gonna ask Jeff for some sort of like, maybe he can hook me up with some batteries or something for doing the bot. I just bought some more 1S batteries from him for full price. Big, yo, dude, can you send me another pack or something? Yeah, Edoc, we still might do it. We might do splits. It's really hard to judge. Those guys also always had an aversion to going into March because they live in California, like Colby and Ferry, and so they can start racing in the spring. Whereas for us, it's like nobody's racing in the Midwest and in most of the country until, late April. I don't know. I'm torn. Part of me just wishes I could just race in it. I used to tell people last season when they would complain, or in season 9 when they would complain, that like we were gonna reprise like the same format with like, the same like Eternal Fire dominating kind of situation, and like, yeah, exactly, June to September, yeah, like, and in my opinion, like, if we do this team league, like, it could run all year if we did it right? Like, if you're only going to race like 1 weekend of each month or something, I mean, that's not how it's going to be, by the way, but if we did it, and like, we're hosting races like pretty regularly, but the teams aren't all expected to be there to every race. There's just a map pool that you got to get good at. Like, it wouldn't necessarily interfere. Here we go, boys. My index finger's actually hurting, which is different for me. Beautiful line, whoever this is. I'm chasing Edoc or somebody. He just leaves me on that one section. was tight. I had to let off though because I was a scaredy cat. Damn, gapping. Who is this? Okay, I gotta do that turn the other direction. I have a bad habit there, turning the wrong way. Can't think about it now, though. Pork chop. Oh, maybe I'll just grind this off stream later and improve my time. Ugh. Alright. I got 5 minutes. Let's see you relax. I'm not going at a pace that should push me. Like, this pace is my race pace that we're about to get, so. I commented to some dude in this other Discord today. And he saw me post. It was like somebody else. I was telling somebody about they were having trouble getting liftoff to open. I was like, oh, go to the liftoff or to launch right in multiplayer. I was like, go into the official liftoff. The devs are always helpful. They'll get you sorted. And dude was like, this other guy was like, oh man, G-Man, I consider you a god of liftoff. Like, oh man, I guess I'm in the pantheon now, you know? Tell you what, though, I did earn a pit spot on one of the. They have a track that's a racetrack, and they had a competition where you could win your name on one of the pit boxes. So I am immortalized in that game. That's cool. Maybe I can, you know, that'll be my daughter's inheritance. Sure, we all know she ain't getting anything else. Unless I start making some real money. The drone racing money ain't really flowing yet. I'm kidding. Hopefully I can give her my name in a video game and like at least like a savings bond or something. And some outdated PC components. Everything the LED lights touch is yours. Don't go in the garage. It's a drone graveyard. Careful too, that's all there's lead in it. Ah! And almost 3 hours? This is fucked up, guys. Wasn't my plan. Yeah, man, I need to have like a bring it to like a race day and be like, guys, take whatever you want. Like I have like stuff that could be like functional drones. I also have some that are like burnt to a crisp. This track's fun. I went so wide on that last part. I did that so fast, then I just went wide for no reason. Here we go. Let's try and do it again fast. Watch, ready? Watch me gap him. Oops. Not quite. I'm trying something. It's not working. I'll split the difference. This time. This time. Guys, who put that flag in my way? Who designed this track? Anyways, I forgot. Anybody still? Yeah, I know you're a consistency guy. Yep, I know those two. Is this AK? Oh yeah, AK did direct that. Yeah, I missed your first message. It's great. Okay. Damn. Damn. Oops, too wide. Something's getting weird there. See if we can just get it right. I'm so all in. Yeah, my thumb's not moving right anymore. 3 hours of flying these whoops. It's too much. Too much. I had that one run that was really beautiful, and I kind of hit a peak. I kind of peaked for a little bit, and now I'm just kind of getting sloppy. Yeah, it could do without like one of that final slalom or something, like the one, like not the final one, but the second to last element. Ah, missed the exit. All right, I'm gonna BD dock right now, real quick. This is it. Last try. I just don't need to reel that hard. That was good. I was gapping you, Doc. And I'm not taking that so tight because it makes me let off. Last try. Pretend it's a real race now. And I'm going to lose multiplayer points if I don't beat him here. No! $52-2 opener. All right. Too long. I'll have to do this one when I'm fresh and just... I feel like I'm going to crush this track. Like, let's see what the time is, because I mean, I was ahead of you, so that would surprise me, because I got a 52. You got 53. I mean, it's crazy that Neon is 10 seconds ahead of even Hyper, but Hyper clearly didn't grind it. I think I can get like a 155 probably soon. Oof. I'm starting to really see the line. Thanks, Nate. I mean, I can maybe get close to there in the end. I'll let E-Doc and AK have it for now, you know? Yeah, Neon is insane. Let's watch my boy Depaka. Staying really flat, a little too... not enough flow or momentum. Oh, that'll hurt. Yeah, dude, you look great though. I can tell. I can tell immediately, like that, you're flying in a way where you like are unsure of the lines, right? Look at you top 15ing with a bunch of errors. Depaka might be with sneaky captain, boys. It's gonna be wild. We're gonna have to get him fully up to speed on who's who. Nice, Depaka. Sub 31s are nuts, dude. I got some 30s last night. I was getting 30.4s. I don't know what my PB was. I should have checked. Woo! Damn, Depaka. You got tons of room. This track's fun. Like this, there's like any part of this track could be cut in half and be a great track. Yeah, oh yeah, you can get more speed over the bar. Everything, yeah. Yeah, that can be transition to speed. Yeah, E-Doc hosts a great weekly race, man. I told Depaka was streaming yesterday. You can go check his chat, E-Doc. I told him that E-Doc's the man. Straight quote. E-Doc's the man. Depaka can confirm. So Depaka meet E-Doc. E-Doc, Depaka. FMV is one of the longest running like community like weekly kind of races. I even hosted it once or twice way back in the day. Or just once, I think. It's evolved over the years and been taken out of Two Dogs. You gotta move. Damn, Depaka. Your time's pretty good for having so many like full crashes. Pretty crazy. That's so sick. I gotta come join you guys. They have this awesome do you guys still use the WebSocket stuff, E-Doc? These days it's the number one like place where people are like you hear them saying like I worked out my race nerves. I learned so much, like, being there. Yeah, it's too bad. And that's the other thing, is the fact that you have to switch. It doesn't keep spitting out the info when you lose a host. Like, that was, like, there's so many things about the WebSocket. I'm like, Ash, like, spend a little more effort on that. Like, I gotta bug him. I know he's working on this other thing. But, like, I can make the case. Like, listen, you have people in the community who want to make awesome tools for your software. All you got to do is spend a little bit of time enabling it, and you're going to get free development, free work, you know? Let's see, did I have a replay that we could watch? Oh no, looks like I didn't. Oh wait. Oh, this was my best run, I think. You like my replay review screen? This is new to my stream. Oh, that's what I mean. Yeah, he needs to focus on, like, after this is done, then it's like, let's refine this WebSocket thing, you know? Oh yeah, I didn't clip the other one. This is the one where I crashed and then reel them in. We're gonna reel them 30.8. Got another lap to reel them in. Reeling. So Velocidrone has the ability
I thought I choked that.
to, if you're hosting a session, you turn on WebSocket, it can spit out all of the, like, it spits it out in a format where you can pull it from a different application or even over a network to see what's happening in the race. So, like, it'll announce every position of every pilot and every gate they hit. And I made a thing that shows the current status of the race and other things.
The Master Blaster.
Oh, that's cool, Edoc. Yeah, the handicap mode is not a thing yet. You know what I mean? It's never been a good
I
mode.
could beat him by like 2 seconds there, so.
But it could be.
I really want to get down to like a 93. I think I can.
Yeah, I improved that time. All right, guys. Well, oops. I gotta run. I gotta go pick up my wife. Yeah, I had splits, and because we raced like a 3-versus-3 playoffs format, where the scoring for the round was based on your position relative to, you know, each other. I had a live scoreboard also, and I had like a completion track going for each pilot, so you could like see their line filling up. So like you could see who's in what position, their time difference, and then a visual representation of like their gap to each other. It was cool, but it would bug out, and it wasn't my fault. And Edoc and them, they built a web interface that pulls all the race stats and automatically updates the results. They had it so they could like next race, and it would just pull like who won it, and it was amazing. But then it's not really like Velocidrone's fault it doesn't work, because they made it, and then it just like it hasn't been what do you call it, maintained. Cool. Well, should I run the old outro for the fields for any of the old DCL heads in here who want to see the old classic intro? Where's my intro scene? There it is. All right, well, fly, you fools. Peace, guys.
Starts with G-Man in the lead, but there's a battle behind. Free and Rab, that's the red and green drones as they go neck and neck through that split S, and now it changes the order. G-Man's, however, still in the lead. Rab trying to catch up frantically, unable to do so. G-Man keeps him at bay into the Hurricane, out of the Hurricane, and G-Man's still in the lead. Pulls ahead ever so slightly. Rab falls back just a tiny bit. SK Dare in purple while he's in third. Look at G-Man as he falls to second, and Rab makes a pass. On the dive down, into the slinky, out of the slinky, the final right turn. They're neck and neck. Oh, G-Man gets it.
Got him at the last second.
A 102.73 versus the 102.78. SK Dare, well, he'll get third place in that purple drone. Woo!
That is such good racing, gentlemen.
Those guys were like connected.
Yes! Almost sub 54.
My goggles are fogging up. Yeah! Oh, does that count? Does that count, boys?